All right, guys, so event 2, judges. Event 2 is an 11-minute EMOM, so every minute on the minute. Each person is going to be working. So one person is going to be on a machine while the other person is going to be chipping away at whatever movement they are on for each station. So we're gonna run through each one of the movements and kind of the standards we're looking for. So for the first, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes, they're going to be on the ski, and then the second portion of the workout, they're going to be on the bike, okay? So we're gonna kind of run through this in the order of the workout. There are 2 score sheets here. One is for the RX division and one is for the scaled division. So as I go through it, I'm going to go over what the movement is for the scaled division and what the movement is for the RX division at that moment in time, if you will, okay? So minute 1, one athlete is going to be on the ski, while the other athlete in the RX division has toes to bar. The other division, the scaled division, they are going to have a dumbbell weighted sit-up. So we're gonna show you what that looks like. Now, the setup for these stations, you can see that in the front of the rig, they're going to have a ski and a bike. Behind the rig, where Jason is, they are going to have an ab mat and a dumbbell. So any equipment outside of a machine is going to be on the back side of the rig there. So Jason's gonna show us what the weighted dumbbell sit-up looks like. The dumbbell is going to be sitting on his chest. It can either be vertical or it can be horizontal, it doesn't matter to us, but it cannot leave the chest. It has to be sitting on the chest. So the standard is he's gonna lay back, his shoulders must touch the ground, and then he's gonna sit all the way up and his shoulders need to come in line with his knees. That's going to be the cue, all right? So all the way back, shoulders touch, and then sit all the way up so that the shoulders are in line. So Jason, show us one where your shoulders are just short. That is a no rep. He needs to come forward so that he is in line with his knees. So they need to do a full sit-up here, right? So minute 1 and minute 2, we have toes to bar for the RX division. We have dumbbell weighted sit-ups for the scaled division, right? So each minute they're just gonna be flip-flopping. One person's gonna be on the ski, one person's gonna be doing the sit-ups, then they'll switch, next person's on the ski, other person's gonna do the dumbbell weighted sit-ups, right? So they're each gonna have a turn at that movement. The next movement is chest to bar pull-ups for the RX division, and it's going to be knees to elbow for the scaled division. So toes to bar, that means that toes actually physically need to make contact with the bar. So both toes need to hit the bar, you need to hear it / see it in order for it to count, okay? You are tallying up how many toes to bar they are getting. Then for the scaled division, we're calling it knees to elbow, but they need to touch their knees to anywhere from the elbow to the armpit, right? They have to make contact with the flesh, right? So Jason's gonna show us some
good reps.
Good reps. Knees are going to touch, touch. Now show us 2 no rep. Just shy, not touching. You need to actually make contact. These bad boys are hard, and people are going to have a hard time with them if they have not practiced them. I know our people have been practicing, okay? All right, so then they're each gonna have an opportunity, 1 minute at the knees to elbow station or the toes to bar station, depending on the division. And then when that 1 minute is up, they're gonna switch, right? Other person goes to the ski, other person has a chance for the toes to bar or the knees to elbow, right? So the whole time, the point of this workout is that they're going to be kind of accumulating calories on the ski the whole time while someone else is chipping away at the movement, and they're tallying up reps that way, right? So then the next movement for the RX division is gonna be bar muscle ups. So for bar muscle ups? Yes, bar muscle ups. And then for the scaled division, they have pull-ups. typical pull-ups. It can be a strict pull-up, it can be a kipping pull-up. The key is with the scaled division, they must get their chin over the bar, right? If the bar is here and they're just reaching, it is a no rep. They have to get their chin over. Some people are gonna struggle with this one a little bit. For the bar muscle-ups, they need to not only get on top of the bar, but they need to push to lock out. Watch them, because when they get up to the top to push to lock out, a lot of times they like to push and lock out on the way down. That would be a no rep. They need to get to the top and they need to push up, so finish the dip before they come down, all right? Then they will switch. Now, at that point, when each person has gone through those first 3 movements, RX division is toes to bar, chest to bar, bar muscle up, and then the scaled division is the dumbbell weighted sit-up, knees to elbow, and pull-ups. We are now at minute 7. Minute 7 is a rest. They get 1 minute of rest, so there's no person on the machine, there's no person chipping away at the movement. As a team, they get 1 minute to catch their breath. At that point, that is your opportunity to look at the ski erg, and you are going to notate the total number of calories that they got on the ski. That is part of their score. So you're tallying up how many toes to bar each time, how many chest to bar, how many bar muscle up, and then during that 1 minute of rest, then you're gonna notate the total number of ski calories. You need to make sure you write that down before the ski turns off, right? Now, for the remainder of the workout, after their 1 minute of rest, these last movements, they are then going to be on the bike. They're going to chip away at bike calories while someone else is on another movement, okay? So the other movements for the RX division, we have alternating dumbbell snatch, and for the scaled division, alternating dumbbell snatch. It just depends on the weight. We need to make sure that your teams have the right weight at their station, and we will make sure that the dumbbell is there, right? So for the alternating dumbbell snatch, alternating means just that. They have to switch arms each rep, and the dumbbell has to come from the floor and finish locked out overhead. A lot of times they're gonna wanna lock out here. It needs to be actually overhead. They can switch arms on the way down if they would like. Now, you need to watch for the fact that both heads of the dumbbell need to touch the ground. So Jason's gonna lock out, switch, both heads must touch the ground at the bottom. What they cannot do is tilt it and just touch one head. That would be a no rep. They have to hit both heads of the dumbbell. All right, so that movement is the same for RX and for scaled. Now, the last movement in the RX division is a handstand push-up. In the scaled division, it is a single dumbbell shoulder to overhead. So Jason's gonna show us what the shoulder to overhead looks like first, and then we will go over the handstand push-up. Shoulder to overhead is just that. It means that the dumbbell starts at the shoulder and he's gonna lock it out overhead. It can be a strict press, push press, it can be a push jerk. Either way, they have to get a lockout. What we see a lot of times is that the dumbbell is in front of them, or they catch it here and they don't lock it out overhead, or they have a soft elbow. So from the front, when you're judging, a soft elbow looks like this, right? So they would dip, soft elbow. That's what they're gonna try and do because they're repping them out really quickly. Oh yeah, it's looking swole, Jay. So instead, you have to make sure that they lock out the arm. If they're not doing that, you give them one warning, and then after that, it's no reps. They have to lock out at the top. Now, with this one, they are switching every 5 reps. I made note of that on the score sheet. So 5 reps on the right side, then they're gonna switch 5 reps on the left side. You are tallying up the total number of reps. We're just forcing them to switch every 5 reps, right? Then the last movement is a handstand push-up.
Can I go from here?
Oh, good question. So, yes, no?
Yeah, I think it's got to come from here. So not here because you're shortening the distance.
Correct. So that means the position, it needs to be a true front rack position. So notice that one head of the dumbbell is actually in front of Jason. It cannot be in line. You see how that's standing straight up? So thank you for pointing that out. Yep. All right, so it's gonna be a front rack position. There will be a lot of people who will want to kind of flip it up. So we'll make sure that we let them know that, okay? Then lastly, we have a handstand push-up. Here's the deal with the handstand push-ups. They will have an ab mat at the wall. They must start in a full handstand, heels on the wall, arms are locked out. They're gonna touch the ab mat and then lock the cue for this is arms are locked out and legs are on the wall, right? So you should hear them clicking, if you will. So dip, drive, there you go. We want that nice lockout. All right, so each team is gonna have an ab mat, and they're gonna be trying to fly through these pretty quickly because this is the last movement and they're trying to get as many reps as they can, so keep an eye on that, right? At the end of the workout, you need to go right to the bike and you need to notate the total number of calories that they have on their screen, right? So whatever it says on the screen, let's say they got through 50 cals, then you are going to write that on their scorecard. For this event, they have 2 separate scores. Sorry, I am really bad with this whole camera thing. It's a little shaky, but so they have 2 separate scores. We're gonna add the ski and the bike cals together for 1 score, and then we're gonna tally up all the number of reps that they got through. Your job is to make sure that you write down the ski cals, the bike cals, and make sure that it is clearly noted how many reps they got through for each one. So you need to either tally them and make it clear as to how many they got, or if you're writing a total number down, you can write a total number down, but it has to be clear because scoring needs to be able to see how many toes to bar they got so they can add them up, okay? Jason will take care of the math. You don't need to add it all up, but you need to make it very clear as to the number of reps that they got, right? So when you're done, you're gonna sign the bottom, and then we'll have a score runner come and grab it. At the end of the heat, you just need to reset the ski, reset the bike, make sure that the right dumbbell is at your station, and we'll have people coming around kind of helping you out, okay? So on your scorecard, it's either going to be an RX scorecard or it will be a scaled scorecard so you have the right movements there. If you are unsure of any of the movements, you need to let us know, right? Now the gym is gonna be set up in lanes. As you can see, they have a bike and a ski kind of right here. So that means that they're gonna have kind of a straight shot to the rig and a straight shot to the equipment on the other side. So think we're gonna have kind of long, skinny lanes for this one. All right, so have questions, let us know. Yeah, event 2, I'm excited for this one. Let's do it.